The air in the courtroom was heavy, thick with tension and the weight of finality. Spectators sat in stunned silence, waiting for the judge's final words. The gavel rested on its podium, an instrument of fate, ready to bring closure to the trial that had gripped the nation. At the defendant's table, Mike Wolfe sat motionless, his once confident demeanor now shattered. His hair, usually slicked back with the effortless charm that had made him a television icon, was unkempt, streaked with stress-induced grays. His eyes, once full of adventure, now looked hollow, empty. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. For years, he and Frank Fritz had traveled the country, turning forgotten junk into priceless treasures on American pickers. The show had made them household names, two ordinary guys living every antique hunter's dream. But behind the scenes, their friendship had been crumbling. Contracts, money, creative control. It had all driven a wedge between them. Then, in 2021, Frank was abruptly cut from the show. Fans were given vague explanations. Health issues, personal struggles, creative differences. But Frank had a different story to tell. He had accused Mike of pushing him out, of turning his back on the friendship they had built for years. He wanted back in. He wanted what he felt was rightfully his. And then, 1 year later, Frank was dead. At first, authorities had little reason to suspect foul play. Frank had suffered health problems, and an accidental overdose seemed the most likely explanation. But as investigators dug deeper, a darker picture emerged. Surveillance footage placed Mike near Frank's house the night before his death, contradicting his alibi. Witnesses reported hearing an argument, muffled shouting, doors slamming. Then there was the autopsy report. Bruises, defensive wounds, and a fatal injury inconsistent with an accident. The final piece of the puzzle came from cell phone data. It placed Wolfe at Frank's house in the early morning hours, long after he claimed to have left. The evidence was damning. The trial was swift. The jury deliberated for just 3 hours before delivering their verdict. Guilty. And now, the moment of reckoning had arrived. The judge adjusted his glasses and cleared his throat. "Michael Wolfe," he began, his voice a low rumble through the silent chamber. "For the crime of second-degree murder, this court sentences you to 25 years in a maximum security facility, with no possibility of parole for the first 15 years. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Some cheered, some wept. Others sat in stunned silence, unable to believe that one of television's most beloved figures had been condemned to a life behind bars. Wolfe's expression remained unreadable as the bailiffs approached, fastening the cold steel of handcuffs around his wrists. He stood, his once proud posture now slumped with the weight of his fate. He scanned the courtroom one last time. The gallery was filled with familiar faces, former colleagues, betrayed friends, estranged family members. Danielle Colby, his longtime co-star, sat motionless in the crowd, her face pale, her eyes rimmed red from tears. She had testified against him, reluctantly revealing details of heated arguments and behind-the-scenes feuds. As he was led away, cameras flashed, capturing the fall of a man who had once been on top of the world. Outside the courthouse, fans gathered in stunned disbelief. Some still refused to believe it. Others held signs, some in support, some condemning him as a murderer. The internet exploded with theories, debates, and conspiracies. Was he truly guilty? Had he acted in a fit of rage? Or had something even more sinister happened behind closed doors? The legacy of American pickers was dead.